Hey YouTubers, this is Indigo, and I guess I'm doing a hair review from an African braid shop I went to in San Antonio this past Friday. It is April 3rd today, 2016. One of my invisible illnesses is anxiety, and it was pushed to the test through this experience. I have never liked going to shops to get my hair done. I can barely tolerate getting my nails done because it always seems, I'm very particular about what I want and what I like, but I'm very friendly about it, meaning I don't come in there with an attitude like, hello, you're fucking at my hair, or you're hurting my nails. I pause and I say, excuse me, that hurts. I'm very sensitive, please. And then comes the diva bullshit that comes when I usually find good people. I'd say 8 out of 10 times I find somebody that's really good at what they do, but that is the damn ego and the drama. So, where I live, there aren't a lot of good, I have not found a lot of good braiders or black hairstylists. I have to go outside of my city in Austin to find somebody good. I hear a lot of people go to Houston and Dallas. Because I used to live in San Antonio, I tend to go back there. Okay, so what I wanted, I don't have a picture, and I'm not as savvy with my YouTube channel yet to insert a picture of what I wanted. But the hair that I used that was installed is this crochet hair. This is a crochet job. Don't know if you can see it. It's a snap Bohemian 24-inch one. This is 1B. I got a blend of colors, similar colors, which was 1B1 and number 2 of this brand. And the highlights that you see, I'm sorry I don't have any, I have hair left but none in the package, is by Glance Braid. I don't know if you can see this. Nope. You sure can. So anyways, it's Glance Braid. It was, from my recollection, it was about 20 or 22 inches. I didn't care about that because I like to mix things up a little. So it looks, I want it to be unorthodox. And the color is 99J, and it's a water wave. So the water wave was the closest that I could find to the Bohemian. They did not have Bohemian, and they did not have snap. I bought the snap in one store that never seems to have a variety of colors outside of the 1B2 umbrella. So when I got to San Antonio, I went to another braid store off of Walsen Road. Those of you that know the area know that is like the mecca of black hair care as far as this stuff goes. So I went to a hair store and a couple of hair stores, called ahead since I live out of town, narrowed it down, got my hair. Okay, I'm gonna put this away. Problem. The woman I spoke to on the phone, a Senegalese woman, she's from Senegal, owns a braid shop there off of Walsen, and she said that she could do a crochet in 2 hours. I told her I wanted it to be shoulder length. I told her what length my hair was that I was bringing in. I told her what length my hair was, my natural hair. I spoke to her about the texture of my hair and the curl pattern, because I like for my stylist to be as informed as possible so that it's a success on both ends. Well, I was on time. I was early. I called her to make sure, do I need to stop at an ATM machine or do you take my card? I take cards, it's no problem. Great. I show up at the shop at my appointment time, which was 11 o'clock. And then the problems started happening. What I told them was that I wanted a crochet. I already explained all of that before I came out for my appointment. And I was introduced to my braider. and she was ready to go. Sat down. I had already separated the hair. It was clean, it was separated, and I had it in bundles. So the bundles were about, I don't know, about this diameter. And I laid them all out nice and neat so that it would make it easy for grabbing and going. Well, one of the things I told her was that I did not want it to be too full. I wanted it to be full, but not too full. I don't know what the fuck the problem is with these braiders and understanding that. This isn't the first time. It's more the norm than for it not to happen. When I go to a braider, I can show them a picture. I showed her a YouTube clip. I showed her some more pictures. I spoke with my hands. When she picked up the hair, I would tell her, no, half of that. And still. What I brought was 5 loose and separated bundles of hair with the 3 blends of 1B and 2, and laid it out. And while I was there, because I got the hair like maybe 15 minutes before my appointment, I started separating the highlighted hair. So then when I saw that she was not doing this, well, it felt too bulky. So I was like, do you want me to separate this as I go? She was like, yeah. I could tell she was getting frustrated. The owner kept coming over looking and like, wow, this is a lot. This is a lot of hair. And I'm like, I told you what hair I was bringing and what I wanted. What? I don't get it. What do you? So she says, it usually just takes 2 hours. It's taking a long time. And I'm looking at her like, I know I'm not the only person that has sat in this chair to ask for this style. Who doesn't ask for this style? It's more like it. She showed me pictures, so I know she's done it before. What the problem was, I think, was that she crocheted my, what do you call it? Corn rolled my hair very small and tight. You know how they do. It was too tight. I have a very strong feeling it's going to cause breakage at the end of all of this shit. She was putting far too much hair in. And you know what? Some of y'all might say, that's not so bad. This is half of the tree. The chia, what is that thing called? Chia pet? This is half the chia pet that I had. First of all, it was probably, I told you originally it's 24 inches and then 22. So the hair was down my back and out here. And since it's synthetic, I couldn't just wet it and it's gonna no. I brought a hat with me because that's just what I've done. I'm sure people who have gotten their hair braided or weaved in the past perhaps have that same or similar habit. You just don't know what your hair is going to turn out like. So you might even come in the hat and then leave a hat as well. I see it growing. I see that it's too much. And I continue to tell her, you're putting in too much hair. So let me grab a piece of the loose hair to show you what I mean, just in case. This is how much hair I have left, a whole shitload. Okay, so the positive thing is the shop was clean. They were polite for the most part until they started getting antsy and pissy because the appointment was taking so long. Okay, so this is a good example of a piece of the hair that I separated. If you can see how thin that is. I didn't want it to be any thicker than this. Right? And then to separate it, because I like it to be bushy. I don't have a problem with that. So this is an example of how it should have been. The thing is, I don't know how many of these she put in one row. I don't know. I just kept saying I want it to be full but not bushy. I don't want to look like a tree. And what I would glance out to see. The other thing I don't like, I guess they make them do this in hair school. They don't let you look in the mirror. Look, man, I don't like let's make a deal. I don't like Christmas. I don't like surprise parties. I want to know what the hell's going on up front. And she kept turning me away from the mirror. So I ended up, like, hey, I said, I need to stop and look as you go to see what's going on, because I don't like this. And so I looked, it was freaking gorgeous. But she stayed in here, right in this area, down too long. She was back there for 2 hours. She didn't even stop. I can't even say she stopped and breastfed or she took a break. Nope. Even when I went to use the restroom, when she was about to my crown, nope, she didn't get up and, oh, well, let me go too. She sat right there and waited for me. So it had nothing to do with that. She's under here, like the work she did there, immaculate, like very neat. My sides are cut short. I'm growing them out. And she caught most of that hair. Bravo. I didn't think it could be done. So it wasn't, I really tried to work with them. But this is how I feel. If you come to me for business, for writing a grant, editing, proofreading, life coach stuff, yoga, massage therapy, I don't expect you to come and help me put the oil on your back. I don't expect if you do my nails, I don't want you to say, and if I say, first of all, I shouldn't have to ask for oil. But if I do ask for it, you shouldn't do this. Like, okay, here. That's your job, right, man? Like, what's going on, man, with people? Fuck. So, it's done, right? I just say, how much, let me pay. Who am I gonna ring out with, please, so I can get the hell out of here, right? I had to cancel. I had an appointment with a trainer. I had to cancel it. And then I had to call my kids and say, I don't know when I'm going to be home now because of traffic between where I live and where that shop was. It's a 2-hour one-way drive, and it was now rush hour. Because although they said that the appointment was supposed to be 11 to 1, my appointment ended at about 4:30, 4:45. So I go up to pay, and the woman says, that'll be $150. No, it's not, because I was quoted $130. So the girl says, well, it starts at $130. No, I didn't talk to you. I talked to the owner, and the owner told me $130. So the owner's in the back with her, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever she's saying in her language, and no digs, no shade. She tells her something in her language. And to me, you speak English. I heard y'all speaking English the whole time I was here. Why are you going to speak your language now that when we come to the price negotiations? I don't like shady shit like that. I can't stand it. So then she goes, okay, well then 140. I said, what happened to 130? She says, she said, you're paying for the time it took. Why am I paying for your incompetence? I don't get it. I'm paying, you quoted me the time. You quoted me the price. I gave you more info than I'm sure many people do. I'm very thorough. I'm anal about that. So I know I go overboard with explaining myself and making sure everything is crystal clear. But these shops love to jerk you, man. You get in there, they do your whole head, and then they go, oh, I was thinking about this boat I wanted to buy, so it's going to be $50 more. So, because it was $140 and I was going to pay, because it was $10 more. And I was going to tip the girl $10. I just paid the $140 and walked out. I was so upset, I couldn't even speak. Because I think nothing but curse words would have blurted out of my mouth. Normally I'd say, you know what? That's not the fault of the braider. That's the owner's fault. She's the one that's lying to me or lied. She's the one that's trying to bamboozle me. That has nothing to do with braider. Skirt. The braider is the person who do I work here? Where's my smock and name tag? Why am I working with you? And don't get me wrong, man. I've been getting my hair done since I was a kid, just like a lot of you. But come on, dude. I'm not your cousin. This ain't no hookup. I'm paying you. And so for me to have to do all of that work and it still comes out wrong, and I'm coaxing you, like I'm like, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's tight and my brain's bleeding, but that's cool. Just keep going. It was too much, and I was just, I don't know how to cornroll. When I do, it looks extremely weak. It's very flimsy. I wouldn't put nothing on top of that. I don't know what to do. So anyways, I got home. I have this thing, this tool, which sucks. I didn't know how much it sucks until I started trying to use it in this kind of hair. This is, you can see how over tight this is. This is one of those razor tools that with a comb thing, the way you can go through and thin the hair out. Well, I ran into a hairstylist at the mall, excuse me, yesterday. And I told her what happened and what I was doing, and I took my hat off, and she was like, okay. At that point, I had cut a lot of length off, cut some layers into the hair, and then went in between and tried to thin this out. She thank God, this was in a Vita hair salon. She only charged me $25 to go in and put some definition and shape to what was left. And she advised me. I had this at home already, but she advised me to use castor oil. This is the Jamaican. I don't know how you can see this. The Jamaican castor oil. Turn this off. Let's see. And no, sorry. Anyways, the Jamaican castor oil. This one has tea tree in it. She said it would help with the bulkiness. That it would help it lay down because it's a heavy oil. It would help it, do this. I don't know. I was glad for her help to thin this out. I still work on it. It's only been 2 days, but I still am working on it. When I come to a knot at the end, I just get this and I just real nice. Like, I need to get in here and get rid of these chunks of color. I don't like that. It needed to be subtle. I just don't like things like that. I don't like things like that. It's not free. Like, I'm not your friend and we're sitting on a stoop and you're just hooking me up and I shouldn't complain. I paid and I was on time and you're supposed to be a professional and I can't stand that. So, but what I'd appreciate if you could help me figure out, and it takes so much time to even get like this far. Like, so far I've been in my head, besides the stylist at the mall, I've been in my head 3 different times to try and thin this out. If you can give me any tips, like I've been looking all through YouTube to try to find out how to make this look better. I don't know if you can see it all. God. Should I do this and go inside and get this thing and kind of do this? The hairstylist was like, don't do that. It's going to look like split ends. What does it look like now? To me, it's like, but I want to wear it at least a few weeks to get the money's worth out of it. I think twice in my life, once in like the 80s, and then once a couple of years ago, did I ever go to a place, get my hair done, and absolutely couldn't do anything with it, and just ended up taking it out the same week. I don't want to do that with this. I want to get my money's worth. So if you have any suggestions, please either PM me, inbox me, or put it in the comments below. The work under, like I said, was immaculate. That was really good. I'm happy for that. I've even thought, okay, after a couple of weeks my head isn't as sore, I can go out, do some shopping around and get some human hair. And I could clip on tracks even, but just to take out the synthetic thing and then start over with less hair. Look, it's not about the synthetic hair. It's just that it feels like you can't make as many mistakes with the synthetic. And so if this was human, I could finagle with it a little more. Like I could wet it and then maybe put some mousse in it and whatever, or I don't know, just put product in it to weigh it down to not be so, excuse me, I didn't get a lot of sleep. I apologize yeah, I'm sleepy, so I don't even know why I'm apologizing. I covered my mouth. Anyway, I'm sorry. So if you could please, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just so freaking disgusted. If you could just give me your advice, if you know how to take care of this hair. I'm going to continue to look on YouTube and see if I can find any help. But I don't like these ends, these cotton candy whack dead ends, and I don't like too much bulk. Sometimes I look at it and I go, wow, this is nice. And then like when I'm out at the store and I pass like my reflection, I'm like, Jesus, like it just looks, and part of that is I'm not used to having big hair. So please help me. Yeah, so like I said, I guess the invisible disorder that's messing with me right now is my anxiety, and I know patience isn't a disorder, it just feels like one. Yeah, that's it. So just leave your comments as to how you probably like, girl, you better stop complaining. Because sometimes I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is nice. And it might just be that I'm not used to it. I don't know. So anyways, I appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much for stopping by. And this is Indigo Bay of Indigo Bay Wellness in support of women with invisible health disorders, health and wellness disorders. I really appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again soon. Love and light.